Welcome to 10 Doc Complains about the Power Rangers role-playing game Part 3. I want to talk about power armor. In the Power Rangers role-playing game, especially if you've read the first couple of chapters on character creation, you get to the point where it's time to choose your role. Now, your role is going to determine what color Power Ranger you are and what abilities you get for being that color Ranger. Every Ranger color has an armor specialization, and they also have different skills that they get bonuses in, and special abilities that kick in as they level up. For example, the Pink Ranger starts off with light armor specialization. The Blue Ranger starts off with light and medium armor specialization, and the Red Ranger starts off with light, medium, and heavy armor specialization. Ultra Heavy exists, but no role starts with it. You have to take a perk to get Ultra Heavy, so that's probably not something you're going to get at level 1 unless one of your origins allowed you to get a perk from the very beginning. The first time you're supposed to get a perk is level 4. So when you morph, it's a special ability that changes some things about you. And one of the things that it does is grant you armor. According to the book, it says based on your armor training. So under the Morphin time ability that is on every Power Ranger, it says that if you have armor type light, then you get a +1 toughness bonus. And toughness is your defense against taking attacks that you were not able to dodge or chose not to dodge because you wanted it to just be ablated by your armor. If you have medium training, then it gives you +2 toughness, heavy is +4, and ultra heavy is +6. And if you only know that, you probably will get the impression that you have an idea of how armor works. Until you get to the equipment section, which seems to be a common theme in this system. The equipment section just ruins all of the rules up to that point. When you get to the equipment section, there's a part that talks about power armor and the different types and what they do and what special abilities they might have. This is where you find out that wearing clothes, while technically not armor, does have a special ability. It's called Silent. Now, Silent gives you the special ability of not taking a penalty when using any of your infiltration skills. Sleight of hand, stealth, moving silently, stuff like that. But then it lists the different types of armor you can have. Under standard armor, it lists Mighty Morphin armor, it lists Zeo Armor, it lists in space armor. And the stats don't completely match up to what they seem like they should do under role. But the name of the upgrades don't sound like they are just improvements to your armor. It almost sounds like they are replacements of your armor, but let's get into some specifics. One of the first types of armors you can take is considered a light armor, and it's called the Mighty Morphin armor. It gives you +1 toughness and has the special ability of deflective. That doesn't really mean anything. It just means that some of the armor is armor plating, and if you are struck with some kind of armor-piercing round, then it completely goes around that armor, and the armor doesn't protect you. So it's more of a parenthetical note about how to get around your armor. Anyway, fine. Mighty Morphin armor, +1 toughness, that is consistent with what we already know. However, there's no +2 version, or +4 version, or +6 version. It just stops at 1. And then the very next armor mentioned is called Zeo Armor. It is considered medium, and it gives you +2. Does that mean if you're wearing medium armor that you can't be in Mighty Morphin? I'm not sure, because Zeo, In Space, and one other one that I can't remember, they're all +2. They're all deflective, and they all have the exact same description. like, there's no difference, there's no cost related, because in Power Rangers, your weapons and armor are completely free. They come from the command center. You get your standard gear for free, and anything above that you have to roll for. What you're supposed to roll, I don't quite understand. I know the difficulties that you're supposed to beat. I'm just not sure what skill you're supposed to roll against it. And then you roll to see if you get it, and then 1d20 days later, you get your upgrade. Anyway, I'm going on a bit of a tangent. So the armors, they're all medium, they're all +2, all of their descriptions are the same. And then there's one heavy armor, and it's called metallic armor, and it's rated as being heavy, but it gives you +3 toughness, and that's not even a number that you can get from the Power Ranger roll section. So if these are supposed to be the standalone armors, it's incomplete. There's no +4, there's no +6. The armor section mentions special abilities that none of the armors have. I guess it could be future-proofing, but why mention it? Like, under the silent section, it says if an armor is silent, you don't take any penalties. Because if your armor had toughness 2 and evasion 2, then you would add those things together and you would take a shift penalty equal to 4 on all of your infiltration abilities. But no armor gives you evasion. It's not mentioned anywhere in the book that there's armor that can give you evasion. It only gives you toughness. So the only thing I can figure is that the armor that you get in the roll section of the Power Rangers game is your base, right? So whether it's Mighty Morphin, Zeo, or in space armor, it's your base armor, and it starts at either light, medium, heavy, or ultra heavy, which is +1, +2, +4, or +6. And then if you go to the power armor section, you can give it an upgrade that will increase it another 1, or another 2, or another 3. But if that's the case, your armor gets out of hand very fast. And as I said before, that armor doesn't cost money. If it's marked as standard, you can just take it immediately. And the Zeo armor, the in-space armor, and the Mighty Morphin armor, they're all marked as standard. So if you're allowed to just take it right away, then you're automatically getting a +1 or a +2 to armor that is already giving you +4 or maybe even +6. That's ridiculous. After a while, I just don't find it very likely that anything outside another Power Ranger is going to be able to hit you. Putties can't score that high. I guess some of the boss monsters probably can. I don't think Rito Revolto is going to have any trouble at all hitting you, even with numbers that high. But still, I am not sure how to understand how armor works in this game. The only thing I can think of, I think the best advice right now is just to completely ignore the power armor section under equipment until we get some FAQs or errata or something, because I can't believe nobody's talking about this. Armor's broken.